no, what I'm saying is, let's just say that Meech didn't know about, Tammy setting up, was gonna set up Cuffy and the Mexican Suarez or whatever, right?
Right.
But after he's found out, because everybody knows she's an informant now, they're still doing the show with her. They're still dealing with her. She was still on the red carpet for BMF.
It's set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flannery, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech have been friends for 30 years plus. I've known Meech my whole life. I look at him like an uncle.
What I'm saying is, let's just say that Meech didn't know about, Tammy setting up, was going to set up, Cuffy and the Mexican, Wars Suarez or whatever, right, but after he's found out, because everybody knows she's an informant now, they're still doing the show with her, they're still dealing with her, she was still on the red carpet for BMF, was set up by one of his best friends, which is Demetrius Flory, also known as Big Meech. My dad and Meech, I've been friends for 30 years. Plus, I've known Meech my whole life, I look at him like a uncle, so the internet has been buzzing with speculations after 50 Cent called Black Mafia family founder Big Meech a rat for linking up with Rick Ross, and guys, it looks like the drama is only getting started because Big Meech fired back and gave 50 a serious warning to back off, or else 50 made a series of posts attacking Big Meech after it was announced that Big Meech is teaming up with Rick Ross for a Welcome Home concert in Florida. Ross Ricky roast, the time has come, me February 13th, get your tickets right now, it's going down. As y'all know, 50 Cent is one of Rick Ross's biggest ops, and 50 is the kind of guy that expects complete loyalty from anyone he's doing business with, so he took the Big Meech and Rick Ross collaboration very personally. However, Meech is now firing back, saying the real snitch here is 50 Cent. Because the only reason why 50 is crying about all this is because he's mad that Meech is doing business with his op. Guys, this whole thing is one hot stanking mess, so let's get into it. The one thing we should all know about 50 Cent by now is that when he takes someone as an enemy, he really takes them as their enemy. Like, the man is a professional hater, and it looks like Big Meech is the latest to get caught up in 50 Cent's web. It all started after 50 shared a photo that said the truth and nothing but the truth. BMF, who is Tammy Cowens. In the caption he added, "This is going to blow your mind docu. Coming soon. The facts are stranger than fiction." Boom. 50 was making reference to BMF, the crime drama TV series which follows the Black Mafia family. The series premiered on September 26, 2021 on Starz, and it has been renewed for 3 more seasons since then, although season 4 has not started yet. Now, there are several key players in this drama. One of them is Demetrius Fenner, aka Big Meech. The BMF series is based on the true life story of Big Meech, and he's the main character. His role is played by his son Demetrius Fenner Jr. in the show Big Meech, and his brother Terry Southwest T. Fenner, played by Haitian-American actor Da Vinci, rose from the decaying streets of Southwest Detroit in the late 1980s and created one of the most influential crime families in the history of America. This family became known as the Black Mafia family, which the series is named after. In the 2000s, the brothers established BMF Entertainment. It was supposedly a promotion agency and record label for hip-hop music, but it was really a front for their money laundry operations. Then of course we have 50 Cent. In July 2019 it was announced that 50 had begun developing a TV series revolving around the Black Mafia family, which he would executive produce for Starz. His company Gannett Films and Televisions Inc. was one of the production companies for the project. Another key player in this drama is Tammy Cowan. Tammy is the supposed best friend and business partner of Big Meech. She herself called Big Meech her bestie in a 2014 interview with Straight From the Tammy is the co-producer of BMF, and she was also the co-producer of a similar 2012 show titled BMF: The Rise and Fall of a Hip-Hop Drug Empire. Since 2008 Tammy and Big Mech have worked closely together, with Tammy serving as Mech's business partner. So 50 Cent's post sparked a lot of controversy because 50 also hinted that there were some dark secrets to be spilled about Tammy Cowan and Big Meech in some upcoming tell-all documentary. But then 50 Cent took things further when he posted a picture of a rat that said, "I think I'm Big Meech." 50 then added the caption, "The biggest mistake he ever made was not sustaining his relationship with Tammy Cowan." Her tell-all docu reveals the truth. Okay, what truth is 50 Cent talking about? What does Tammy Cowan have to reveal, and what secrets are Big Meech hiding? Sit tight, because we're about to dive into the messy details. 50 Cent calling Big Meech a rat seemed to be an unprovoked attack, but it didn't actually come from nowhere. It all started after Big Meech announced his collaboration with Rick Ross for a Welcome Home concert in Florida later this month. 50D was not happy about this collaboration, and he made it clear by making those posts where he called Big Meech a rat. The reason why he did that was because, as we all know, Rick Ross used to be a correctional officer, and it's believed he still has close ties with law enforcement, and could even be an informant. 50Y and Ross have had beef for almost 2 decades now, and in the middle of all that, 50 has never passed up a chance to remind Ross that he's a correctional officer cosplaying as a lord. In a 2015 interview with Tim Westwood, 50 threw him back to his officer Ricky days, calling him a desperate fraud. What about you and Rick Ross? That it's desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point, you know. Because if you're looking for someone, that ain't that hard to find me. You know I'm around, and I'm not used to have an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm going to do something to a correctional officer, or to a police officer, or anyone who's been under oath that's going to say with no problem everything that you said, and everything has happened immediately after. Like, you notice this person is sworn in to tell you no. Like, it's not like, oh, you want to be surprised if he tells everything. Because of what? Because of the line that he s in the song. Yeah, do you think he that crazy? How you think he that crazy? I don't think he's crazy. I don't even care, no, but that the situation is that crazy like that. No, it's a correctional officer. It's a correctional officer that is rapping like AER. It shows you that's the point in our culture, that you can identify with you actually being who you say you are. Doesn't matter. That's the point where if it sounds good, they're fine with it. For a short period of time you can tell her over it. Now fast forward to 2019 and 50 appeared on Los Angeles radio station Real 923 for an interview with Bootleg Kev and DJ Head. When the topic of Rick Ross came up, 50 did not hold back. He doubled down on his stance that Ross is not relevant to the music industry, saying there's nothing he respects about his career. Jim Jones, ya prison reform, MHM, and all of the wrongfully convicted and wrongfully treated people in the prison system. See, 50 Cent had a lot of trouble with the law back in the day before he became the rapper and millionaire mogul we know today. He was just a kid trying to survived the streets in the South Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York City. His mother was after she passed away when he was 8. He got on the streets and started selling that white powder when he wasn't in school or at the boxing gym where he spent most of his time. So yeah, you can understand why 50 wants to have nothing to do with a guy who used to put people like him behind bars and who is probably still an informant. However, Rick Ross clapped back at 50 Cent on his IG stories, calling 50 a hurt hoe. He went on a rant telling 50 to get out of his feelings and stop taking business matters personally. Took a picture with R.I. Ross. You like a hoe? Put your back against the wall and just slide down. You already know. Car show going down June 7th. Get online right now. Get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand, you got to stop making business personal. Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. If anybody going against Ricky Ross, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up for the last 15 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think Ross on top? We don't take this personal. We get to the mother money. Now Big Meech, February 13th, that concert going to be off the mother H, putting his foot up you and leaving it in your mother intestine. You know what's going down. Car show bigger than ever. Ricky Ross the biggest. But here's the kicker, 50 Cent wasn't calling Rick Ross a rat just because he linked up with Rick Ross long before any of this started. There were already rumors that Big Meech became a federal informant to shorten his sentence. See, the BMF reigned untouched for years despite being on law enforcement radar since the early 1990s. It wasn't until 2003 when the DEA and FBI joined forces to begin Operation Motor City Mafia that law enforcement started making progress in taking down the Black Mafia family. It started with a bunch of arrests of low and mid-level members of the organization like Raphael Smuff, Allison Jabari Hayes, Dar Carlo Hoskins, and brothers Omari McCree and Jeffrey Lear. When these guys got busted, they were either slapped with serious charges or turned to informants made to wear were taps and supply the feds with operation information. This tactic worked because it slowly weakened the organization from within and gave the feds a very clear picture of how they operated. By 2005, Operation Motor City Mafia had reached its peak and arrests were flying all over the place. The Fed seized millions worth of assets, firearms, and cash from the BMF safe houses. Many of the mid-level and high-level members of the organization were arrested too, including Big Meech and his brother Terry. Demetrius Funner and his brother Terry ran one of the country's largest operations during the late 80s, 90s and early 2000s. The pair had hundreds of employees, generated hundreds of millions of dollars, and even had a successful record label and magazine. But in 2006 the brothers were indicted in a federal RICO case originating out of Georgia. BMF was the